Well, hello again, and welcome to another Hyperion morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. I apologize. Couple minutes late this morning. I had to get a few things together for this show. I think you'll understand why in just a moment here, but um, I'm here. I'm here. Better late than never, right? Right? But I'm happy to be with you here on a Thursday. Hopefully everything's going great with you. We're on the back end of the week, everybody. We made it over the hump yesterday, and now here we are. Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. It might as well be the weekend. Good morning, Sue. Welcome to the show. So happy to have you here from across the pond. Hopefully you're feeling better. Poor Sue has been dealing with a bit of a cold recently, but hopefully you're starting to get on the mend. Believe me, I get it. I get these bugs that are going around right now. So I understand what you're going through, Sue, but hopefully you're getting better, feeling better every day. Just hoping the best for you, of course. So what are we talking about on this day? It is Thursday, March 6th, 2025. And you'll see my little byline here, throwing it back on a Thursday. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Sue, yes, feeling a little better. I'm glad. Baby steps, baby steps. Hopefully you'll start progressing to larger steps, but I'm glad you're feeling a little better, Sue. I understand what's happening out there. So hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Anyway, like I said, I'm throwing it back on a Thursday because this is an interesting day in Michelle and my personal history, in the Hyperion Adventures podcast, sort of history in a way, because on this day, 20 years ago, we set sail on a very infamous cruise for us and in general, and things were going on in the world in general. That was very interesting. So on this day, March 6th, 2020, think about that date, we set sail on what I believe was a 14-night, it was either 14 or 15 night. Well, it was supposed to be a 14-night Panama Canal cruise from New Orleans, ended up in basically what was our home port at the time, San Diego. Set sail on March 6th. Everything was beautiful. Sailing out of New Orleans. It was a fantastic day. We'd never sailed out of New Orleans before. We were excited about that. We had gotten to New Orleans. I want to say it was maybe 2 days earlier or about a day and a half earlier, and explored the town, got some good food and enjoyed a little bit of New Orleans and set sail aboard the Disney Wonder on that day. Little did we know that things were going to go take a turn during that sailing. So yes, a couple of days later, we stopped off at Cozumel, one of our favorite ports in the Western Caribbean. We got off, had a great excursion there, was fantastic. Again, little did we know that was the last time until we finished the cruise that we were going to get off the ship. We did stop at one more port. It was over in Grand Cayman. We decided not to get off the ship on that point because it was a tender. So you had to take a little boat in from the ship. And it was a bit rough, a bit windy that day. We just decided what we had possibly planned that day wasn't worth it, and we just enjoy the ship. We did that. Again, missed out on our chance to get on. We did not stop at another port until San Diego because this was the cruise. Again, think about the date, March 6th, 2020. About midway through that cruise, the world changed significantly. Yes, it was that time. We were in the middle of this thing. We were actually in the middle of the Panama Canal, and we were going outside and looking at this exciting thing, this man-made marvel that is the Panama Canal, and checking it out. And then going inside and looking at the news and seeing things shut down and not understanding what's going on because we're aboard this wonderful, amazing cruise. And then things are weird going on in the United States. We knew we were, we tried to go into different ports. The ports we were supposed to hit, we did hit Cozumel. We did hit Grand Cayman. Again, we didn't get off there. We were supposed to hit Cartagena, Colombia. Couldn't go in there. Panama Canal, we went through there. Supposed to hit, I believe it was Puerto Vallarta. Didn't stop there. Cabo, didn't stop there. Finally ended up in San Diego. But yeah, it was crazy. But what a fantastic cruise looking back on it. For many, it will always be memorable to us. It'll always be memorable to us. For one, to these two people that you see right here, our cruise director, Ashley, and our assistant cruise director, Mike, who had to, now on a longer cruise like that, you'll stop in ports and they'll turn over some of the entertainment so we can have new shows and everything going on. Well, since we weren't stopping at some of these ports, they could not turn over the entertainment. So they had to come up with new, interesting, creative ways to keep the passengers entertained during this cruise. And they did an incredible job of giving us fantastic, amazing, wonderful things to do. Again, we did not know what was going on in the world. We were still, in this Disney bubble on this cruise, going through it. They even did this 80s dance party on deck, which was amazing, fantastic. And you think about what was going on in the world where we're social distancing and masks and everything was starting during that time. We did not know any of that. We were just having a great time aboard this cruise. I mean, we did hear some things, but we did not really know what was going on. You might be able to see in this picture on the right-hand side. Let me see if I can zoom in for you a little bit here. You can see Paul and Sonia from Soul Duo, our good friends from Soul Duo, were aboard that cruise. And they were part of that along with so many others that did fantastic things. It ended up being a spectacular cruise, but a crazy cruise to think back on. And I talked about it back then, talked about it afterwards, we wrote a letter to Disney Cruise Line, to the head of Disney Cruise Line. The cruise staff, the captain, and everybody on board did such an amazing job of keeping us safe, keeping us entertained, and giving us a fantastic cruise experience despite what happened. Total credit to them and thank you to them to this day. And we also made on board this ship so many amazing friendships. One, we had friends on board that we continued wonderful friendships with, but we made amazing friendships, including, yes, Soul Duo, Sonia, Paul. You see here, this was from a picture just last year where we got together with them. They're some of our dearest friends now. We're so excited when we get to see them, but all going back to that cruise. And I'm sorry I'm going on at length about this, but this was an important moment for us as a show, as personally, that we will always look back on. Some ways it was a little, poor Michelle, she was working in the health industry at the time and things were going crazy. And she knew she was going to have to try and get back to work. And she didn't know when she would be able to get back to work because she was an administrator and things are going insane. So she has a little bit of PTSD from this sailing, but yet still looks back at it fondly. If you ever want to hear about it, go back. Right after we got off the ship, we basically recorded an episode and talked all about it. Go back to our episode from March 2020. To find out all about it. You can hear us all as we recounted right afterwards. Also, we've talked with Paul and Sonia on the show a couple times. They talk about that and their experience because their experience was significant as well. If you ever want to hear about it, go back. But yeah, this day 5 years ago, crazy to think about, but it was something that will be memorable for us. So I'm sorry to go on at length about that. I know it's, sometimes I make this too much about us, but I thought you'd be interested. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Sue recently listened to that episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's crazy to think about it. And it's a crazy episode. Anyway, moving on. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, let's do a little Disney. Yesterday we received some information on some of the food and drink, like a foodie guide for the season of the Force out of the Disneyland. And of course, look at the food here. Food and drink looks phenomenal. But I want to talk about one thing in particular here that stopped me in my tracks when I saw it online. This popcorn bucket, this Death Star popcorn bucket from Disneyland. Oh my goodness. I need this popcorn bucket. Desperately needed. I don't know if they'll get it out at Walt Disney World. I hope so. But I'm going to put it out there. If anybody happens to be visiting Disneyland, the season of the Force runs from March 28th through May 11th. If you happen to be visiting Disneyland and just feel the urge to pick one of these up for you. We will pay for it. We'll pay for the shipping, everything. Donna, I know you've got us popcorn buckets in the past. I don't want you to go out and purchase it and send it to us on your wallet. But if you happen to go out there and take the time, we will pay for it. So please reach out to us. That popcorn bucket, amazing. Just when I think Disney won't make another fantastic popcorn bucket that I will absolutely need, they come out with something like this. Incredible, incredible. Amazing popcorn bucket. I need it. I need it. I need it. I need it. Anyway, sorry. Again, making it all about me. What else are we talking about on this day? Well, it's a national holiday. We're a national day for something every day. And today is National Oreo Day. Are you a fan of Oreos? I do like Oreos. I can only take so much of them. I'm not the hugest Oreo fan. Some people just love them. Love them. Love cookies and cream, the Oreo flavor. Love Oreos. Not necessarily my thing, but I do enjoy an Oreo from time to time. They are very good. And today's a day, if you enjoy some Oreos, even just a little bit, to enjoy a little bit of Oreo today. Go out and pick some up. It also is maybe something more up my alley, maybe more up your alley, is National White Chocolate Cheesecake. Very specific. White Chocolate Cheesecake Day today. So if you like white chocolate, you love cheesecake, put them together, this is your day. Enjoy a little white chocolate cheesecake. And after you've had your Oreos and you've had your white chocolate cheesecake, well, it is also National Dentist Day today. So you probably will. If you've had a few of those, you might want to go visit your dentist and thank them for helping keep our teeth healthy. Because after some of those things, you're going to need it. You're going to need it for sure. Please, no, do them a favor. Don't just eat a bunch of Oreos and then go in and say hi to your dentist. Brush your teeth. Give them a little bit of a break. Give them a little bit of a break. Hey, if it's your birthday today, again, it is March 6th, 2025. A very happy birthday to you. Here are just some of the cool people that you celebrate your birthday with. How about the lead guitarist, lead vocalist for Pink Floyd, great band for so many, many, many years. Love Pink Floyd, so many great songs, great albums, amazing albums. David Gilmour, he turns 79 today, born on this day in 1946. I love Pink Floyd. They have some interesting music for sure, but I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd. How about great actor, director, producer, Rob Reiner? He turned 78 today, born on this day in 1947. Of course, you may know him from all the way back to All in the Family. He played affectionately Meathead, but of course, maybe better known now for all the great movies he's produced, directed, including When Harry Met Sally, The Princess Bride. He is very deeply tied in with Stephen King and does a lot of the Stephen King adaptations from novels or even short stories to movies, including like Stand By Me. Which may or may, do you know that Stand By Me is Stephen King? It's not like a scary movie, but yeah, it's Stand By Me is Stephen King. Anyway, he's done so many amazing things, been nominated for multiple Academy Awards, Golden Globe Awards, just great, again, director, producer, and of course he was an actor as well, and you'll still see him act occasionally. How about this great actress, somebody else who's been nominated multiple times for Emmys, unfortunately never won, but still one of our favorites. Connie Britton turns 58 today, born on this day in 1967. We loved her as Tammy Taylor, the coach's wife, essentially, in Friday Night Lights, one of our favorite series of all time. She was great, but she's also been recently in The White Lotus. She was in the series Nashville and great in that, including singing. Yeah, happy birthday to her. And finally, talking about a Hall of Fame basketball player, one of the greatest of all time, Shaquille O'Neal. He turns 53 today, born on this day in 1972. Like I said, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a 4-time NBA champ. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He's a 15-time All-Star. He's won a gold medal in the Olympics. Just a fantastic career. Now on to broadcasting. And he's a pretty good entrepreneur as well. He's done some amazing things over his career, both on and off the court. So a very happy birthday to all of them. And again, if it's your birthday, wishing you a very happy birthday as well. Getting set to get out of here. We do have a new episode coming this weekend. This one's going to be interesting. It's going to be a Michelle piece, which is always the best because Michelle does the best. Michelle does the best research, which is great. And she also has the best tips, which is excellent. Well, this is going to be a kind of a combination into that because she's going to talk about something that maybe you have on your docket coming up. A lot of people like to travel to Walt Disney World or a Disney vacation, and they do it with different members of their family, including anywhere from the very young children on up to grandparents, maybe even great grandparents. And she's going to explore some tips on multi-generational Disney visits, Disney vacations, and kind of give you some ideas on if you are planning on ages, including tweens, so forth. Sometimes you can have little kids and you can have tweens, adults, grandparents, whatever. And you need to find things that everybody can kind of enjoy during a trip. Well, she's going to share a lot of those things with you. I think we're going to record that actually tonight because this weekend we are actually heading out to Walt Disney World. So we'll be actually recording the episode over the next couple of days and excited to do that. This one might be a video episode too, but Sue, I know you're happy whenever we do a video episode, and it's been a while. I think this is going to be a video episode too. So rejoice. Anyway, like I said, going to get out of here. Everybody, always keep on sharing that kindness. Keep on sharing those smiles. And of course, keep on sharing that positivity. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. to do all those things with you. Until that time, everybody have a magical day. See you tomorrow.